So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are staying safe. So guys, you know what? David Benavidez wants to fight Jermall Charlo. And this is a fight that I would welcome and a fight that I would love to watch. I actually think it's a quality fight between two quality fighters. Now Jermall Charlo is a 160 pounder. Benavidez is a very big 168 pounder. I think that's a great fight. Now, David Benavidez strikes me, and I've said this before about David Benavidez. He strikes me as a guy that wants to prove himself. David Benavidez isn't all about just getting the Canelo fight or getting the big fights. David Benavidez, as he said, he wants to earn his stripes. Now, I don't know whether you could say that about all the other 160, 168 pounders, because I do think there's quite a few guys that are waiting on the Canelo fight, and Plant being one of them. He's got the belt, and David Benavidez wanted that fight. Now, David Benavidez currently is in a position where he's not a belt holder. So is that the reason why, you know, he wants to prove himself because he knows he's not in a position? Or is it he generally is just the type of guy that wants to fight the best and earn his stripes? If David Benavidez was a world champion and wasn't stripped of his WBC, would he have still had the same kind of ethos of I'll fight anyone, or would he have waited for a Canelo fight knowing that Canelo wants to be undisputed? I don't know. Only Benavidez knows this, because right now Benavidez isn't a belt holder in the 168 pound division, and Plant is, and Plant's waiting for because he knows he's going to get the Canelo fight because Canelo wants to be undisputed. So the next fight will be Caleb Plant against Canelo if Canelo is successful against Billy Joe. I like the fight for Benavidez and Charlo. I think it's a great fight. I think it's a fight that I would really like. If I'm honest with you, I think it's a fight that I really would be interested in. Great fight. I think it's a great fight, and I think it's a fight that, you know, we would all like to watch, you know, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Hopefully they can make it happen. Hopefully the fight can happen, because like I said, I'd really look forward to watching Benavidez and Charlo fight. I think it's stylistically a good fight. A lot of people think Charlo beats Benavidez because Benavidez is sloppy. His defense isn't great. He gets hit a lot. He gets caught a lot. And Charlo is very strong. However, Benavidez is a very big 168 pounder. So I don't think it's that easy. Although I think I would slightly favor Charlo, just because Benavidez, although I initially thought he had the style and he was one of the guys that could beat Canelo, after watching his, you know, last performance against Ellis, I wasn't that impressed. I thought he showed a lot of weaknesses, a lot of vulnerability. But again, we don't know. It could have been a poor performance. Maybe it rise to the level of the opponent when he fights someone better. Who knows? But I do think, although Benavidez is the real deal, I'll take that back. I don't know if he is against someone like Charlo. Is he the real deal? I'm not sure. I think we've got to find that out. Initially, I thought he was the real deal, and that's why I thought he was one guy that could potentially trouble Canelo. After that, watching that Ellis fight, I thought he was defensively not that great, and I think someone with power could really hurt Benavidez, and Canelo would be one of those guys with power, and Charlo's also got explosive power, so that would be a fight that I would love to watch. That would be a fight that I would be interested in. That would be a fight that definitely get me excited, because I think it would be a great matchup between two great fighters. I'm interested in that fight. I genuinely am. I think it would be a great matchup. Great matchup. And hopefully they can make it happen. Hopefully Charlo and Benavidez can get it on, because like I said, I think it'd be a great matchup. Definitely. I'd definitely be interested in that. I'd definitely be interested in watching Charlo and Benavidez, if I'm honest with you. And as you guys know, right, that I'm all for seeing all these young guys fighting one another, all the top guys at 160, 168 fighting one another. Now, I don't know what Jermall Charlo's plans are. Is he willing to go to 168? Does he want to unify at 161? Does he want to unify at 160? I don't know, because, you know, his next fight is against Montiel, and it seems a bit like a nothing fight, really. I don't know why. Is Montiel a mandatory challenger? I don't know why he's fighting him. Eddie Hearn has slammed the fact that Jermall Charlo's fighting Montiel, just because of the fact that there's other guys out there, champions like Andre out there, that want to fight him, and it could be a unification fight. So, and Charlo would probably be a favorite going into that fight. So again, and I'm pretty sure even if it is a mandatory, I'm pretty sure a unification trumps a mandatory. So it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense why, you know, Jermall Charlo wouldn't go straight into an Andrade fight. And I know they're with different promoters and across different networks, but when you think about it, Andrade has already said he's willing to come over to Fox to fight Jermall Charlo. So I want to see Jermall Charlo in there with the other top guns. I want to see him in there with all the other top guys. I don't know what these guys are doing. I don't know why the fights aren't happening. It's frustrating for the fans. It's very frustrating because Jermall Charlo is a good fighter, and I want to see Jermall Charlo in there with all the top guys. And unfortunately, we're not getting these big fights, and it's really frustrating for the fans. Really frustrating because, you know, there's fights there that can be made at a heartbeat, like Jermall Charlo and Andrade. Andrade is already, and Eddie Hearn is already saying that we'll go over, you know, we'll come over to Fox to fight, what's his name, Charlo. And I'm pretty sure they'd be willing to make an offer to get Charlo to come and fight on DAZN. But the reason why Eddie's saying that, because Eddie knows that Tom Brown's came out, I think one of the, probably someone related to the PBC side said, I think his name was Brown, said that, you know, Eddie wants to get Andrade off, you know, DAZN. I don't think it's that at all. I think Eddie knows that Charlo wouldn't fight on DAZN. So he's resigning to the fact that, listen, we're not going to get this fight on DAZN, but we want to get Andrade a big fight, so we'll send you to you can put it on Fox pay-per-view. Because Eddie knows that they're not going to be able to get that fight on DAZN because Charlo won't fight on DAZN. So Eddie's resigning to the fact that that's not going to happen on DAZN, but we're willing to come and fight you on Fox. So Eddie's not holding back Andrade getting that unification fight. It's got nothing to do with numbers. I don't think it's got anything to do with numbers at all. Because I'm pretty sure Charlo-Andrade fight will generate some good interest on DAZN. And I think they'd want that fight on DAZN on a heartbeat. Because that fight would actually generate a lot of interest. So I don't think he's any case he wants to get him off DAZN. Now maybe that guy was saying that he wants to get him off because they can't get him the right opponent, and against an opponent like Liam Williams, for example. And Liam Williams is a good fighter, but unknown in America, the numbers aren't going to be great. So that's what he probably means, he wants to get him off. But if Andrade was to fight Golovkin, that would do decent numbers. Yeah, maybe not because of Andrade, but because Golovkin's a bigger star. Possibly, yeah, of course. But in the right fight, Andrade could do big numbers. And Charlo is one of those fights where if Charlo comes and fights him on DAZN, I'm pretty sure the fight does decent numbers. And Eddie Hearn wouldn't want him off the DAZN. The only reason he's saying that because he wants to get Andrade a big fight, but he wants to deliver for his fighter. And right now, he's struggling to get a big fight for Andrade because people view Andrade as high risk, low reward. Even though Andrade's a champion, he shouldn't have to. He shouldn't be viewed like that. He's a champion. He's got a belt. Surely other fighters would want to fight him because he's a champion. They'd want to unify. It's disappointing, you know, that these fights aren't happening for the fans. Very disappointing. And hopefully we can get the Charlo Andrade fight, because to me, Charlo and Andrade fight, but the fight, if that can't be made, Charlo v Benavidez is a great fight. Benavidez is obviously with PBC, and Charlo's with PBC, so there's no excuses here. Benavidez is with PBC, Charlo's with PBC. So this is an easier fight to make. This is a big fight, an easier fight to make, and a fight that I think that fans would be very interested in. I actually think styles make fights. I think it's a great matchup. I think it's a fight I would view as 50-50. I'd make Charlo the slight favourite, probably 55-45 in Charlo's favour. But I think Benavidez is the bigger man here. Benavidez has fast hands. Benavidez is no joke. I know a lot of people, I know Charlo has a lot of fans and they think, you know, listen, I would favour Charlo in that fight just because defensively I think, Benavidez has a few issues and he gets hit a lot, and Charlo has explosive power and he can hurt Benavidez for sure. And Benavidez has been down before. But that being said, Benavidez has very fast hands. He's a very, very tall. He's got the range. He's got the height. And he has got decent power. That's a good fight. It's a good matchup, man. It's a good matchup. Hopefully they can make that fight happen. I would be tuning in. I would be tuning in. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.